Right, so I'm recording from now on.
Okay.
Carry on doing So I'm trying to record the sound that you're doing and you're looking at me suspiciously.
It's just funny having the microphone there.
And done.
Yeah, I was actually looking for my friend to use her jigsaw, but she's out.
So it's all down to manual labour now. No
Yeah,
tools.
exactly.
So we're beside a canal and you've got a work table and you've got pieces of wood on it.
Homemade work table, little workbench. Yeah.
What stage are we at with whatever you're working on?
I'm nearly there. I've been working on this on and off on the weekends for a couple of months. It's taken me ages. So much longer than I thought it was going to take me.
You say that with some frustration.
Yeah. It's taken way longer than I thought it would. But getting there. We're in the final stages. I've been recladding inside the boat. So
Recladding means putting wood on because you're putting insulation in to make it warmer?
yeah, so it was all cladded and insulated before, and then I realised the wood was mouldy because it was done ages ago.
There's sandpaper blowing off. It's a very windy day today.
So I just decided to redo it, and then as I stripped the wood back, I realised there was rust on the metal underneath. The insulation had rust marks on it, so I redid everything. I stripped it all the way back and kind of started again.
So when you do those kind of DIY jobs, when you find a problem and then a problem, it's like a typical process.
Yeah.
Does your heart sink, or you're like, right, I'm ready for this. I'm gonna get this done.
I really struggle with it, to be honest, because I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning as I go.
Well, that's nice.
And sometimes it's okay if there's no pressure, but there can be pressure, and when there's pressure, then I get kind of cloudy and frustrated. And for example, all of my stuff is at the back of the boat, so basically half of the boat I can't use.
Right, so
that's the frustration.
So the boat behind you, it's a dark blue colour. It's slightly way down at the back. When you say the pressure, are we talking about pressure of weather?
No, not. Oh, the pressure. Just the pressure of being able to live comfortably. The quicker I get it done, the quicker I can move all my stuff back in and just have a normal living space.
So you're basically living in a reduced space in a boat.
Yeah, I'm living on a building
while you're trying
site.
to fix it at the same time.
I'm living in a building site on a boat. So boats are already tiny, and it's halved the space. But it will be good once it's done, and I'll be able to look around and feel proud. So
yeah, I mean, the thing about when you said you don't know what you're doing, you're learning as you go. Surely every little step of the way gives you more confidence.
Yeah. It's empowering to learn how to do it. As long as you're in a good flow and you're calm and you go slowly, you can do DIY. Everything is online. But so I've come at it at a different angle than what I used to when I was younger, and now I come at it slower, more calm, and just trying to kind of chip away at it and not try and just do everything at once.
So tell me about the younger way of doing things. If you say there's a gear shift between then and now.
Just not looking into anything and just guessing how it's done and just trying to do something and making a complete mess.
That was how you used to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's still I am a little bit like that still, but this project, having the boat, has been a turning point in that way for me, because I had to, for example, redo all of the electrics in here as well, and there I had to learn everything. I had to properly know what I was doing. Take it step by step.
That's a lot to take on.
Yeah.
Did you know you were taking this on
when
you got the boat?
No, because it was fine. There was an electrical system which was kind of fine, and then a friend of mine stayed on the boat and ran my batteries down to nothing. This was in January. I came home from travelling and the batteries were gone, so I had no electricity. And then as I went to redo the batteries and have a look at the system, I realised it was all really old. Loads of it needed redoing, so I just upgraded to like a lithium system, and yeah, it's not very interesting, but like, yeah. If you're a boater, it's interesting, I guess,
But you could have just bodged it and just patched it and carried on. But you've got a frame of mind where you're like, I want it better and I want it future-proof. Is that what's driving you?
Yeah, definitely. It's also, it's one of those things when you start doing it, you want it to be nice. You may as well make it nice. If you're starting to do something, you may as well make it nice. And upgrading the system means I can go all through the winter and not worry about electrics, whereas before I was always worried about it running out. You don't have enough sun, so the batteries don't charge from the solar, and la la la. Yeah.
Please don't let me stop you if you're able to think about two things at once.
Yeah, I can try. I did actually cut my hand yesterday from not concentrating. So.
Oh, okay. I'll let you do this saw and then.
It's okay. I think I can just about concentrate. So.
You talked about this as a turning point. Turning point from what to what?
From not feeling able or empowered to be able to do my own DIY, to be able to do it. Like not having to rely on other people to help me or do it. Not having to necessarily pay someone to do it as well. It's quite empowering, really. And it's funny because I always see people watching me do this, and I think it's because I'm a small lady. and it's one of those things you don't get taught how to do it when you're younger, and you always end up having to rely generally on men to do it for you. So it's nice to be able to do it yourself, and like watching other girls come past thinking like, hey, I could do that as well, no?
Do you get younger women giving you the thumbs up, coming over for a chat simply because of what you're doing?
No one's ever come over to chat, but I notice people looking at me a lot. People are shy, aren't they? Especially, I don't know. But I do notice people, especially women, kind of watching me, which is sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you got the boat, you were taking a big step,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, unless you came from another boat.
I didn't, but I came from living in vans and squats and stuff. I've always kind of got away with not renting, which is, yeah, good. It's good, but it's hard.
What drew you to the water?
Literally, I got a job in London, and it's the only affordable way to live here. And luckily, like, I had some money. It just seemed like my friend was living on a boat. It seemed like a good option. You can't really live in vans in London anymore. So it was just the option, like, especially to be in this area. I wouldn't have been able to afford to rent anywhere in Hackney on my salary with the job that I've got. So, yeah.
And you talk about coming into London, get a job in London. So you're not born and bred Londoner?
No. I'm from Brighton, but I've lived on and off in London for about 10 years.
Isn't Brighton kind of like London on Sea for a lot of people? Because so many ex-Londoners go there, the other way from where you've gone.
Maybe. Yeah, kind of. It's quite a different vibe, to be honest, but yeah, this is my friend Jen. We're doing a podcast.
Hello, Jen. My name's Dave. We're doing a podcast where we just chat to everyday people.
I was actually just looking at you. Were you at your boat a second ago?
No, thank you.
I was going to ask about your jigsaw.
Oh yeah, I'll bring it over to you.
Sweet. Yeah, I can do this like this, but it's splintering the wood a bit, and it's probably a lot faster.
Yeah, it's on record. I'll bring it over.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to try and make a shelf as well.
Nice.
Can I ask you a couple of questions, Jen, while you're here?
Yeah?
So, you're another boater,
Yeah.
and you got a jigsaw.
Yeah.
And is part of being a boater the communal community, helping your neighbours? Is it very much, does it feel like other boaters are part of what you're doing?
Definitely. Yeah, that's the best bit about boating, I think. Everyone always helps each other out. Yeah, it feels like a community, which is really important in a busy place like London, I think.
How much of being a boater is fixing, bodging around, just living the life that someone on land doesn't have to live, i.e. there's always something to do on a boat?
Yeah, there is. I'm quite new to it, but the older boaters seem to be very adamant that there always is stuff to do with boating. I guess
You're hoping that they're wrong.
Yeah, I think there's a constant fear in the back of everyone's head that they're just going to sink one day. So
Do you know what? That actually happened to a friend of mine.
Yeah.
That did happen to a friend of mine many years ago, and she lost everything.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen before.
Yeah, you see them. You see the
It happens actually more regularly.
casualties all the time.
How does it feel to be fixing your boat, feeling that you can do it without having to draw on somebody else? Is that also part of boating, being self-sufficient?
Yeah, for sure. I kind of feel like for me, I'm like just turning 30 and trying to grow up a little bit, and I feel like it's almost like a starter version of life because it's such a small space. Often like the cost of it isn't as much as if you were going to do DIY in a big way in a house or something. So it's a bit easier to feel like you can explore and like experiment a bit more, I would say. And see the benefits a lot more quickly because it's always in a space you're in all the time.
So you said you're new to boating. Rachel is fixing up a boat, so I'm assuming she is too. So you're both kind of starting out in your late 20s going, I'm going to try this different lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Which is maybe, is it to do with age? Is it to do with where
necessity as well, I think. I don't know. Definitely like a mixture. I mean, it's not just necessity because I do think it's beautiful, but I also think that people yearn for what boating can bring, which is like the feeling, as we said earlier, of being in a community and like knowing your neighbours, and also when you pull up next to someone, you'll often have a chat for like 15 minutes. It really, you feel like you're part of something special.
I feel like
Don't know if that
is
was a
true,
question.
but loads of people also like look at how many boats there are on the water now. It's because we're in a housing crisis, right? So most people can't afford to live. You cannot afford to live on your own in London unless you're on like a really good salary. So unless you want to share with someone in like a house share, which I don't want to do that with people I don't know.
And that can also be really expensive as well nowadays.
So expensive. You know, like $1,000 for a shitty room, like with random people you don't know. I would wouldn't. That's not for me. So I feel like a lot of it is kind of circumstantial. Yeah.
What about the thing of being women on boats? I've seen it more over the years. You get women at the helm on boats going past on the canals. Is there something to be talked about in terms of an increasing number of women living on their own boats?
We're new to it, so it's all we know. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, more.
You think that?
I don't know.
How many of your boaty friends are women? How many of your boaty friends are male? Maybe put it like that, Jen.
It's probably 50-50, but
Okay.
most of
There's
the people.
more guys on their own, like
Their
more
friends.
middle-aged men, like divorcee, middle-aged.
Midlife crisis.
Yeah, honestly, if you leave London, it's the canal is literally full of guys going through a middle-age crisis.
In London, it's probably quite
But maybe in London,
even
it's
out. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm qualified to.
a lot of couples. There's a lot of couples.
Yeah, that seems like a challenge.
The two of you making faces when you say that. The
It's
idea
just
of
such a
it.
small space.
thought
Maybe
of
if
it.
you had like a wide beam.
Yeah, no, I could not live with someone on my boat.
I did it with a girl on a 70-foot one, and I don't think I could have done it with many other people. You'd have to be like so easygoing, because it's not even like the space of just being together constantly. It's like the stuff as well.
And
It's
being
a-
so organised, you have to be so organised. And I could just imagine not being organised enough for someone, or someone not being organised enough for me, or in the right way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a ballet that you have to do on a boat. If you live together, it's like a slow motion ballet because you're pirouetting around.
I do a boat each.
I don't think I'd do it.
You're going to live on your own in this boat. This is not something for a couple.
Yeah, basically. But I'm not planning to live on it for that long.
Okay, that's interesting. So that's thrown a spanner into what I thought you were doing, because I thought you were sort of choosing a future life, but you're seeing this as a temporary thing.
I want to be single forever. I want to get cats and live on my boat. And no. It's just I kind of bought this as a way to live while I do this job and as a bit of an investment.
So it's basically a temporary thing.
Yeah,
and
like
see what happens.
Yeah, I think in a year or so I'd sell it. A year or two.
Okay, that's interesting. So you're not dedicating yourself to a future aquatic life.
I'm not dedicating myself to the boat life forever. No.
Why?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm kind of surprised because you're putting so much effort into it, or you're doing this both for your own comfort but also as an investment. Like you're going to try and flog the boat for a bit more than you bought it.
Yeah. That's basically it. I don't know. Things could change, but I do find it quite hard to live because I have to rent a studio because I do music, and it's like quite annoying not being able to just have be able to have all that stuff in my space and be able to just go to my laptop and do something creative. And also just like stretching. There's no space to stretch in the
Literally
morning.
just stretching.
Yeah, just like being able to get up and move around in the morning. In the winter, I can't stretch in there, so I have to go, like find somewhere inside to go and do that. And showering and things like that. It's just long.
You're not selling this idea to me of living on a boat.
I'm not trying to. I think it's a really hard life. It can be really hard.
I think it's hard, but it's beautiful, and life's hard in many ways. I don't know.
Yeah. Everything's a compromise, isn't it? Like if you rent a flat, you have to give away your time and energy and your soul, to someone else, to a corporation to be able to survive. Here we don't have to do that. So
in a
it's
way,
a payoff, isn't it?
but is this kind of both in a mental way but in a physical way? This is maintaining freedom, living on a boat. It's giving you more freedom than otherwise you might have in London.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What's your long-term plan, Jen? Do you reckon it's going to be more than a year?
Yeah. I'm building up a long-term plan in my head. I don't know if it will happen. It'd be nice to leave London, get a nice mooring on the bottom of a farmer's field, grow some vegetables. Meet someone who also has a boat who's perfect for me, and we sail away into the sunset. I don't know.
It's going to happen.
I tend to romanticise things.
Why
I don't know.
not?
If
We
you
all
can tell.
do that.
Do you think you want to stay on the boat then?
Yeah, I think so. I like the disposable income. It keeps me busy as well. Like recently I've been making moves to live a more sober lifestyle, things like that, and it's really good having something to focus on. There's always something to do, and I think that helps me a lot. I can get quite restless. I think it's really important for me to be moving to new places all the time, meeting new people. It really helps with that journey.
So you're kind of shaping your life a bit at the moment. You're trying to say this is a new phase, and I'm going to try and live in this new way, this on the boat,
100%.
and
yeah.
kind of change from where you were before.
Yeah, exactly. It came out about at the same time I became a Muslim and stopped doing drugs every day. So there was, so I'm trying to build things. I think it helps a lot. Yeah, it's only been 8 months, so I'm still in my honeymoon phase maybe.
8 months in the boat, or 8 months of being a Muslim, or 8 months of coming to London?
8 months in the boat, but I did rent one for 6 months the year previously, which was the year I became a Muslim. So it's kind of been about for the same kind of time as all the partying stopped and everything, and I think it's been a massive help.
And how has your faith developed as you've gone on since you made the change? Do you feel that it's a work in progress which is changing all the time, or do you feel you found a steady point of identity in terms of faith?
I don't know what you mean really. In relation to
Well,
boating as well? Or
No,
a
just in
separate
terms of
thing?
faith. I was talking to someone this morning who was Christian.
Yeah,
She was Christian when she was younger. She went to church. Then
Yeah.
for the middle part of her life,
yeah,
she left religion to one side,
Yeah.
and she's come back to it again
yeah,
later in life, in her retirement. And she said it seemed fine to do that, to have phases of life when she was or was not religious. Since you've become a Muslim and made that decision, has there been have you been on a steady path, or
I
is it
was,
constantly changing?
I was an anarchist before,
Right.
and I always say anarchy to Islam is the ultimate speedball. So it's been a bit rough.
When you say
I'm
speedball,
ready.
what do you mean, the
It's
opposite?
yeah, the complete opposite.
So
all
you
at
can't be
once.
an anarchist Muslim?
I don't think so, no, because you're accepting that that rules help people, but I guess anarchy kind of thinks that people left to their own devices would establish those rules alone. But Islam is very much like we need these like outside things, and also like leadership to help people to develop, I suppose. I still have anarchy aspects.
I was going to say, how do you reflect back on your anarchist days and the way you thought then? Now you've reached this different stage of life. Thinking back, do you judge it in a different way, or do you just say that was then and this is now?
I don't really. I always say I feel freer as a Muslim woman as I ever did as an anarchist, which is a pretty weird like thing. I don't judge it differently because I was using the tools I had at the time and the knowledge I had at the time to try but I think I was reacting to a lot of things when I did that, and I think that comes from us not having strong leadership in the UK in general. A lot of people are looking for alternatives. So
I feel like there's also quite a big difference between the anarchist scene or people who profess to be anarchists and the philosophy of it, right? Because the philosophy is not necessarily lawlessness or not having any rules. It's being self-autonomous to be able to decide what you feel is the best way to live your own life without an external power dictating that. Me and Jen know each other from back in the day.
Back in the day.
Not really that long ago, to be honest.
You're both quite young.
It's not really that long ago.
Do your friends from that, are your friends from then still friends now, or have you actually changed a lifestyle in such a way that you don't hang out in the same social circles?
No, I'm friends with people that I've been friends with for a long time. I think there's been some shifts in how I hang out with people, and there's been some shifts, but it's still retain relationships.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like family.
Yeah, it's like a big dysfunctional family. And a lot of people are boaters as well, so it kind of it's nice in a way because it makes London feel smaller because there's people who if you are in the community, then people kind of look out for each other as far as they can, which is
And talking about the music, you mentioned a laptop. Can you tell us a bit more about what goes on with the music you do, what kind of music it is?
Yeah, well, when I'm doing it, which I haven't for a while because I've been doing this.
Oh, so this is full time. This is not just
It's not full time, but it's all of my spare time. So I work part time, doing I do plant stuff as well. I do conservation, and then the music is it's in my free time. But this has been taking up a lot of that time, so I've actually not been in the studio for a good couple of months, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. I make, I write songs, I produce, I play some instruments, I sing. Singing's my kind of main thing. And I make like soul music, soul, R&B, hip hop influences, and also some like more electronic stuff. Yeah, that's it.
Having spoken to some other musicians as part of this podcast, they all
Nice.
talk about how you have to be a multi-person in the music industry. You're not just a guitarist, you're not just a producer, you kind of have to do everything and be a jack of all trades. Is that what you found?
I have ended up teaching myself a lot of stuff because I was frustrated with having to rely on other people or pay other people when I'm not making any money doing music. Like, I haven't managed to kind of make a name for myself in the way that I feel like you need to now, which is like either be really well connected, be like shit hot, like you've been doing it since day one, be really well connected, or be really good on social media. And I'm not any of them, so you know, I do it for the love of it. But if you want to make it yourself, yeah, you have to be like videographer, your own promotions person, marketing, you know, photographer. All of this stuff is crazy, and then you don't even get paid anything, like, until you actually make it. You don't hardly get paid anything. So either you have something to kind of back you up financially, or
So this is why you do the temporary, the other job or other jobs that you do, because the music is actually not going to pay the bills.
well, it's my other love as well. Like, I'm really into plants, so they're both kind of level. But that's how I've always made money. I've never really made money with music. So
But but I'm assuming if you're a creative, then you're driven to do the music. You can't just like stop the music. It's something you really, really want to
yeah,
do.
I go through stages of being really frustrated with it, and then stages of being really into it, because it's hard if your life is already busy, and like I don't necessarily get enough gigs or opportunities, and it's kind of like, why am I even doing this? But it is also something as a form of expression, so it will always be there in my life in one form or another. Like, it was something I'll always turn to as well, to as a form of expression, creativity, therapy, all of those things.
What's a gig for you? What does that mean?
Just playing live, playing out.
In a pub, in a club, in a what?
It'll be like, venues like bars, pubs. I'm more connected in Brighton than I am here, just because I grew up there, and I've got like a good, like, close-knit kind of group of musicians there, whereas London, I've never really found that in a way. So I don't ever get gigs in London, but I do in Brighton sometimes.
So basically, you go back to Brighton to do your music if you're going to perform,
Yeah.
and that's where the gigs come.
Yeah.
And do you have to, for a gig, do you have to put together a band? How does it work? Do you get hired in to front up a band?
No, I have a band, and if they're around and free, they will, they're brilliant, really good, amazing jazz musicians, my friends. We haven't done anything together for a while, but I know there's like a pool of people I can call upon. It'll either be with them, or I used to do backing tracks. Sometimes it's me and a guitar. Depends, really.
Well, it's nice, and also if you're talking about jazz musicians, technically, they're really gig fit. They can do anything in any key.
Oh
jazz musicians.
like, they're amazing. They're like so good. Yeah, they're proper musicians.
But you haven't described yourself as like a singer-songwriter. It's not about creating your music. It's just kind of being part of music. Or do you
No, I make my own songs. Like, songwriter. Yeah, make songs. I'm working on a project at the moment, which is like 2-part EP. One is more soul music, and the other is more like electronic stuff. It's taking me forever, but I will get there. Hopefully I'll get there.
Does it matter how long it takes?
No, it's funny. Like, the only person who's putting pressure on the situation in any way is me.
Of course, but that's what everyone always says.
Yeah,
Creatively, everyone's their worst critic. Like
Yeah.
everyone's drives themselves and is always hard on themselves.
Yeah, there is a thing of like, oh, I should have done it by now at this point in my life. You know, I should have reached this goal. I should have attained it. You know, if anything's ever going to come of it, I should have more time to do it. But it's all just bullshit, really. You just have to kind of just work with whatever you've got and however you can and get the project done. And yeah, try to actually do it and get it done and finish it. That's the most important thing.
It also sounds like the way you've spoken about the music, about the boat, about different parts of your life, is as if you're quite happy to kind of roll with what's going on. You don't mind a lack of certainty. You're quite happy to kind of like just keep going from one step to the next.
No. No. I'm quite like, I know what I'm doing. I've got certain things that I've got certain aims, projects that I'm doing. I'd say I'm fairly actually the most certain I've been in my life. So it's funny you say that. But I'm also like a floaty, kind of chaotic person. So I don't know. Everyone has their own levels of certainty, right? But I'm quite certain about what I'm doing. I'm doing my boat. I have my job. Doing my music.
Does it make you, when you talk about being the most certain you have in your life, to make that judgment is quite a big step in itself to just have that feeling.
Yeah.
Does it feel good?
Yeah. Groundedness, definitely. Much more grounded than I was in my 20s. Thank God.
But that's the 20s. What else is the 20s for?
Yeah, people say that, but I don't feel like everyone has like some people are just on it since, you know, they go to uni, they know what career they want, they get their job, they get their house by the, you know, they've got a partner, they have a child, and by 30 it's like, boom, you're a real adult. But not that I would want that, but that's maybe society's idea of being certain, right? Of like, yeah.
Do you know what the future looks like to you? Is it a blank future, or do you think there's things in the future you're aiming for?
Yeah, I want to finish my music project, I want to do my masters, I want to sell the boat, and I want to buy some land and grow a forest garden. Food forest garden. Hey! If I can do that in the next 5 years, I'll be happy. Yeah. Maybe have a family, depends if that happens or not. But
That's a lot to aim for.
no, yeah, it's doable. It's doable.
Jen's nodding here. Everything's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. It's all very possible.